So let me quickly bring you up on this issue now. We understand there have been cases of accidental airstrikes. Now we know the one that happened recent by the Nigerian Air Force in the northern region. Now, talk to us on the strategic approach now that the Nigerian Air Force is adopting to prevent a reoccurrence and perhaps during its, prevent its reoccurrence and reduce any collateral damage, as it were, during its counter-terrorism operations.
Okay, thank you so much. Unfortunately, collateral damages are sometimes difficult to avoid when you are fighting insurgency, like the one we are having in this country. The best you can do is to, as much as possible, minimize it to the barest minimum. And that is what we're seeing with our current Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Hassan Bala Abubakar. You recall that he became the Chief of Air Staff sometime in June last year, and incidentally, when he came on board, there was this case of accidental strikes in Nasarawa State, in a village called Rukubi. Because of the several outcries on this particular strikes, he felt it was important to review the footage of that particular strike and see where things might have gone wrong. And of course, a committee was set up. It looked at the battle damage assessment footages and went on ground to really ask questions. And indeed, it was found out that mistakes might have been made. And what did he do? Immediately, he went to Nasarawa State, interfaced with the governor and the emir of Lafia, and then met with the families of the victims and some of the victims and apologized to them and took responsibility. Indeed, till this moment, we are still working with the National State government to look at ways in which the Nigerian Air Force will ameliorate the sufferings that some of these victims are going through. And I think that is the way to go. And I don't think we have seen that in a long while, where a service chief owned up to mistakes being made, not under his his regime, you know. And I think he should be commended for that, because ordinarily it could have been very easy for him to say, well, it didn't happen under my watch, so I'm not responsible for it. But he owned up. And I think, in fact, even some of the victims were very, very shocked. The emir of Lafia told him that he has never seen something like that. And the process is ongoing to make sure that we ameliorate some of the problems that these people are having. Now, moving forward, what has he done with regards to these issues? Our pilots, especially, are interfacing with other foreign air forces, specifically the U.S. Air Force, in how to gain more knowledge with regards to what we call air-ground integration. That's the ability for you flying to relate with those on ground to make sure that whatever you're going to fire at is exactly what you're after. Of course, the new platforms we have also use what we call precision-guided weapons. Weapons that will directly go to the target that they are looking for without necessarily harming those around that particular target. So, and that is why, to a large extent, you don't hear about collateral damages in our strikes, especially in the last 1 year. So, a lot of things have been done. We have a safety school now somewhere in I think, Oshogbo or so. And these schools, this particular school is where all our operational personnel must go to before they are deployed out there in the field. So these are some of the measures being taken to make sure that we upgrade the knowledge of our personnel so as to minimize some of these collateral damages. But definitely, there is no country that will, or there is no armed forces in anywhere in the world that will deliberately go and begin to kill its citizens. So some of these things are unfortunate, but I think we are moving forward on that.